Stop talking and embrace redemption. Our children have gained true sight, while you were still believing in a lie. Upon seeing you, the man points his weapon at you. The other insurgents do the same. Who are you and why are you here? What are you trying to save them from? And who is it? Who is behind all of this? At Aurora's behest, Aurora is the greatest prophet and the greatest warrior. Their face is shrouded, but their gaze pierces the veil of time and sees into the future. I always knew the governor's dogs were hiding the truth from us, and now the day has come. The prophet has come to Reichland Minoris and opened our eyes. The end of the world is coming, the final dawn, and also those who accept Aurora's truth will survive it. His mind and soul are piercing by shards of a colourful deception, views once twisted by despair and the Immaterium's influence can never be the same again. Pascal Vox hisses furiously. Layperson. Cogniturian is not your primary function. You are saving your kin by holding them at gunpoint and believing that burning at their eyes will grant them sight. It is evident that the author of the demagogic teachings that confused you meant to make a mockery of your deplorable intellect. Albert's face turns a deep red. To cast your own children into the thrall of heresy, to drown your progeny in the filth with your own hands. I remember when the wizard used to sew our eyes shut so that his young spinners would see the truth. Glebeth's voice sounds hollow, but there are glowing embers of fury in her eyes. Our ritual was one for service to him. It tempered and prepared us for our duty. What you are working here is despicable heresy, a blasphemous mockery of our sacred discipline. Are these people your family? All of my adopted and blood children are here. I raised them as my own. Now I must protect them, help them see. No, you tell me. Who are you and what are you doing to these informants? It's a bit out of place now I've done all the others. I am the chief. My former name, Acrid, is meaningless now. I am a father leading his family to deliverance from woes, to salvation. Aurora has opened my eyes to the truth. My children will see it. Acrid, spare us, spare your children. You have been tormenting your own family in order to save them. You have been blinding them so they could see the truth. Those who lack faith cannot grasp the truth and will not be saved. The old man is obstinate. But you sense that the confidence in his words has diminished. Aurora, whoever that is, has exploited your naivety. Can't you see all you're doing is causing suffering? But I am. I. But I. All I wanted was to save. The man drops his weapon and covers his face with his hand. Desperation. Hear several short sobs. There is no washing the blood from your hands, but you could at least let us go, right? The ones you haven't mutilated. The old man gestures to the other insurgents who lower their weapons. Then he shifts his gaze to you, trying to hold back tears. What happens to us now? Your family will be taken care of. As for you, I condemn you to death. Man's body falls to the ground. Soon as the hostages see it, they start moving faster and soon disappear around the bend. Don't feel sorry for him. He went crazy.
What a peculiar thing.
He had a bolt pistol. Where the hell did he get a bolt pistol from? A couple of grenades.
Nothing escapes my sight.
What do we have here?
What do we have here?
I better myself through my service.
I just jump up 2 levels. Let's get this levels done. Bolt pistol I can't use. Well, only one person can use. Let's go. Whereas range hits enemy, there are 5 crit chance shot again. So, plus 5 damage, plus 5 crit hit chance. Back to leveling. Get back in a fight. Break the ranks. Okay. This is Fellowship. That's Fellowship as well. We're going to go with Break the Ramp. Skills. Or just willpower. No extra movement. Really could do with extra movement. Weapon skill. Athletics. Right. He's got agility. Ballistic skill. Ow. Dear my. Move. Idea for a free grenade game. Good point. Ability. Use negative effects. Perfect shot. Right. Scott adds 11 to Blisco and 16% to dodge reduction with plasma. And Pascal uses plasma weapon. Of course. Shh. You get tech use and demolition. What do you have the intelligence? I'll give him some more movement as well. Right. She doesn't really have anything, because she has. Here we are. Then enemies have her in line of sight reduced dodge and hit chance. Whenever a navigator uses navigator power as I'm using in combat, navigator gains 2 perception to whenever an enemy fails a resistance test against navigator power, attacks against them gain 32% crit chance. Navigator deals +1 additional damage for every 5 bonus characteristic Navigator's currently equips. Devastate characters. Ebb and flow. Right. Good stuff.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I think. So. Oh.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
I'm sure it's a test you could pass. Been here, I think, because I came off.
I always have a backup plan.
I believe this is the governor's residence. It is. Oh.
What are all these enforcers and soldiers doing in this shelter? Why are they not on the streets fighting back against the enemies of humanity?
I presume it is because the governor does not wish to be without his personal guard, even behind the meter-thick walls of his bunker. Typical.
The painfully thin tech priest turns sharply towards you. The sudden movements make his chromed augmatics briefly clang. His grey eyes, set under furrowed brows, almost blend into the pale skin of his face, and he levels you with a heavy, dour stare. Identification: Unit Logis Quartz Kramer, official trade representatives of the Explorer Cognitive Fleet. The unit supervises supply routes in the regular system, ensuring the security of combat arsenals, performs commercial transactions, and secures mutually beneficial contracts. When the tech priest notices Pascal, his eyes widen. His box unit immediately lets out a string of screeches, screeching binaric, a torturous long triad in which the volume rises and falls seemingly at random. When it's finally over, the Omnissiah's servant bows his head in defiance. Unit Quartz Kramer requests permission to transfer information. The rogue trader possesses a supreme degree of power, the potential to influence the current leadership, the ability to resolve order in the Ryklad system. What the hell was that, Pascal? A detailed complaint. I recommend you consider Unit Quartz Kramer's request to transfer information. Permission to trade information granted. What do you wish to tell me? The tech priest sharply and curly. Haphazard and careless decisions on the part of a Ryklad minorous governor have led to unacceptable consequences. Communication with the Adeptus Mechanicus Sanctum has been lost. Troops must be sent to the harrowed electromagnetic Cenobium without delay. Restoring communication with the Electro Priests and ensuring the Sanctum's security are our top priorities. You are the head of the Rogue Traders dynasty. Your position enables you to exert influence. The tech priest pauses for a moment. The pressure on the subjects of the Imperium and pressure of the subjects of the Imperium. Until Quartz Kramer requests assistance, the actions of the governor, Parsi Raklandi Al Adinhab of Bronus, must be influenced. Demand troops be sent to the holy monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I observe that his words authorize lack diligence in the performance of his duties. This statement is true. United in their denunciation and brimming with righteous criticism, the pair in red exchange knowingly nod. I will discuss it with the governor. Unit Quartz Kramer is grateful. The rogue trader is highly likely to successfully influence the future actions of the local authorities. Show me your arsenal. I'll accept the commercial transactions. So we've got a hat, a shield, and some other keys. We got anything to trade? I've got some holy gifts, but I want to keep them. heretical, heretical trophies. Let's sending order. Mechanicus. Ship's components. Fuel's quite low on it. Armor. Trade. Trading. Pistol. What's this? Where is the stored defense that it effect triggered by the start of their next turn? They gain toughness bonus, movement points during their next turn. Extra gear. Here's the oldest. We've got a helmet. Everywhere kills target with exploit. Single or head-eye shot, then immediately gains an exploit. Pascal, your logic's dropping by 3. The ring. Because you. Using medkit costs 1 AP less. She can have it. Shield. Now has a shield. She has willpower more than 40. Where ignores first crit hit damage in combat. The base armor plus descent dodge if the wearer's willpower is more. Is the plus percent. Fire rating. So it's useless for all of us unless you have sight rating. Sword. Useless. Plasma pin. Less range, but a lot less range. Growth. Oh, that shotgun I got. Dirty shot is not as good as a blast wave. Wielder's crit chance increased by 8% and armor pen by 12% against adjacent enemies. What is this percentage? It is character level. Coercion, which I'm not working on. Not for me. Now we've got a few more bolters. 7 to 12. Better than 9. 4. This is only 3. The wearer of this helmet gains 6 armor. also grants fellowship. Armor is based on fellowship. Fellowship is based on another one of them. Give them the last one of it. Anything else? I don't think there is. Everyone's got vanilla. Touch. A tall, dark-skinned man turns towards you and greets you in a curt military manner. Volsi Roikalandi Ab Meden Bronos, Governor of the Star System, welcomes you to my temporary headquarters. The man's gaze falls on Albert, eyes slightly narrow. Westeen. Albert nods dryly. Governor Madrini, my greetings. The governor's expression changes drastically when he sees Cassia. Lady Navigator, what an honor. I never thought that House Australia would grace our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under better, different circumstances. Cassia pauses her lips. An echo of grief knocks the wind out of those present. House Australia, grateful for the support that you have provided to Enric V. The governor notices Kilbear's clothes and his eyes go wide. He adds softly and cautiously, this woman, she is your bodyguard, I presume? Or is she here to... He stops, choosing to finish his question. I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that is so, I promise you they will be punished swift and severe. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only surviving soul turned out to be a traitor and was personally executed by me. That is outrageous. I will have the personal vetting procedure changed immediately. The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest. Your Ladyship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there's a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was the head of House von Valancius. I have received no word of her demise. How is it that you are now the rogue trader? I should be the one asking you that question. Our ship was attacked by heretics. They killed Lady Theodora. The governor frowns and a deep shadow falls over his face. Rogue trader von Valancia, plain unthinkable. This is my dearest and most sincere condolences. Your Ladyship, do not hesitate to let me know how I might help. I need fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship. I need material compensation. The governor bows his head in acceptance. Of course, Your Ladyship. You will be compensated for any losses, and I'll see to it personally that your ship holds it full with the finest goods from my personal reserves. Albert nods in approval and remarks quietly, excellent, Your Ladyship. A rogue trader has no use fully. I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with the insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical schemings. Are you sure you can crush the insurgents soon? My opinion is you suck. Is that so? The governor maintains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. The rioters are too well organized. They are well informed, too well armed. There are signs of indoctrination into heretical beliefs. They are clearly being directed by someone competent and charismatic. Governor, you are dealing with an archenemy cult that is growing at an alarming rate. The governor's eyes darken, but your unwavering gaze makes him give in. All right. Perhaps I've underestimated the mutiny, writing it off as rabble usual nonsense. However, it does not involve corruption, the underground cult. This needs to be investigated. I'll assign additional resources to it. Take the issue very seriously. You have my word, your ladyship. Hendrik von Pollux, an investigator of the Most Holy Inquisition, is operating in your system. Do you know where he is? The governor lowers his voice. I do. Master von Pollux has left for the hallowed electromagnetic Kinokon. It is an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgents active have been observed in the monastery's vicinity, but I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I've already sent a small detachment with reinforcements there. The weapons the insurgents are using to shoot down shuttles all over the city has been destroyed. Now nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master von Cox, you should go to the Ministorum, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Notes of anxiety creep into the voice of that rattling from Pascal's Vox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magus Hanrun, an official initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assume myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretical hands. According to the Catalysium of Maintenance and Operations, my tech cameras were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained magus would provide the assistance. I categorically object. The governor clenches fist. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended to by the omniscient servants. We have lost many innate tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in the same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcefully recruited into the city's defense force. Adenia and Pascal glare at each other, an unyielding gaze crosses like cross swords. This Magus is a part of my retinue. You have no right to give him. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that he no. The governor's voice dies down in a very low growl of a drilling mechadendroid. Its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Meridines clears his throat and grumbles suddenly. So this is the negotiation technique you have. Do you think this is the first time threatened? No, but this could be your last. Pascal's voice is akin to the sound produced by a drilling implement, steady and calm, but ready to explode at the first moment's notice, with crushing of bone, squelching, tearing flesh. I am heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? The governor mutters through gritted teeth, abundantly so. It would be my pleasure to assist the omniscient servant in reaching this. Thank you for your cooperation, your ladyship. The drill stops. As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magus Hanneman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Rockland system, role of bodyguard, and protect you at all costs till your life functions cease, only within the limits of the Rockland system. Your Hanneman, glad you're alive. The governor raises his eyebrows and stares at the tech priest surprise, but refrains from any further comment. What has perplexed you about my companion's name? The governor looks at Pascal with curiosity. According to the report we've received, Logis Abor set off with a hallowed electrodynamic consortium a short while before it was stormed. Glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master von Kolox. Pascal grasps in confusion. My name is Pascal, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. How can I get information on this individual? I would have suggested you inspect the esteemed Logis' sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypts, connected them to the cogitators at the command post, but they might provide you with some. It is amazing that a mechanical voice from the box can sound so confused. That name might be used as a sigil intelligible only to its intended recipient. In that case, the bearer or might be Archimagus Arment, initiating an investigation and data collection procedure. What do you know about Abel, Governor? I've never met him in person. That esteemed Logis supervised the work of Royal miners, exomechanics, for many years. However, he rarely left his cyber chapel. I have never had the honor of making his true anchorite. Glad to be of service, your lady. Tech priest Quartz Crenemy claims you have not been doing enough to ensure the safety of Adaptus Mechanicus monsters. A heavy sigh, the governor rarely covers his face with a hand. Of course he does. That tech priest is very insistent. I ordered a squad to be dispatched to the holy Cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They haven't been heard of yet. I'm afraid this is all I can do under the pressure circumstances. I don't have a single soldier to spare here in the capital. My kinsman, Conrad, has betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. If he is hiding in this system, I want him handed over to me. Vocateer the traitor? Why? Any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we'll surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I have no information regarding his location, however. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to a data crypt from Legis Abis Sanctum. It's regrettable. All the electromechanics reports unfortunately, the access prayers for it is unknown to me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn something about Conrad's movement. I'd hazard he fled from your ship, not on a pair of wings. Okay, that's all. The law. I am the law. Arbiter marches forward relentlessly and halts one step away from the governor, looking down at him. Governor Mudra, in the name of the Lex Imperius, I, Proctor Solomoni Arthur, arrest you on suspicion of involvement in the theft of the shipment of the Imperial tithe. Taking into account the state of the emergency on this planet, I will permit you to retain your authority under my direct supervision. From this time forth, you will give the Adeptus Arbites your full cooperation, in particular by transferring command of the strike group and the resources to me. Eldriath grew deathly pale. Proudly raises his chin. Arrest me, transfer my resources. Your demands undermine my effort to suppress the rebellion. Excuse me, Doctor, but this accusation of stealing the sacred tide is simply... He stops talking under the arbiter's oppressive, merciless gaze. Denying guilt only adds to the suspicion against you, Governor. Now, let us go over everything one more time. The tithe was stolen from your world. You are culpable for this incident, whether you were personally involved or not. You will provide the resources I have requested without objection, as this measure serves to re-establish control of the planet. Comply, or I will consider your refusal obstruction of the investigation and take steps accordingly. It seems I am left with no other option than to obey your will. As his law-abiding servant, I honour the word of the Lex Imperialis. Benedict shoots you a quick glance. Unless her ladyship has anything to say on this matter, This world belongs to Winterscale. Do the Adeptus Mechanicus truly have authority to interfere in the rule of the governor appointed by the rogue trader? I would never think to oppose the servant of the law. The governor puts his hands behind his back, either to appear more confident or to hide the tremor in his fingers. In any case, please accommodate yourself, Proctor, but before I give you the access codes, I must give a protracted self-exonerating statement. There is no need. All information required of you will be obtained during questioning, without witnesses, be it your personal guard or the rogue trader. Just you Knee and Galeto. The cyber mastiff lets out a heavy growl that sends a shiver down your spine. What is your plan, Proctor? Stop the heretics from taking over the starport and other locations, critical to the investigation. At the same time, we will crush the heretics' resistance. Most of them are hiding among the commoners, and a series of concentrated strikes against the residential district and infirmaries will send them running. That is when we will finish off the rebel carrier. Blood of a throne, I will give governing over nothing but ruins and corpses by the time you're done. Have faith in my methods, Governor. I am not going to populate your world. After all, it needs to be able to continue paying the tithe. Sounds like a plan. Only harsh measures can restore order. Better to cut off a hand than to let the infection take over the whole body. So are you just going to sit the whole thing out in this bunker? Yes, this is far from what I was expecting from this assignment. Things we do for the mission. I wish you luck with your investigation.
Keep your wits about you.
You know what? I'm going to save. It's been a while. The cogitator looks a lot older and more worn than the ones next to it. However, it has evidently been well cared for. Numerous parts have been replaced, not a single key is jammed. The fresh seals with prayers on the side adorn the surface. One of the side panels has been removed. Bundles of gold-notched cables run through the inside of a small data crypt that was connected only a short while. Awaiting access code. What's the access code? You have bypassed the security layers. The cogitator is ready to reveal its secrets. Pascal leans forwards and runs his fingers over the keys. The cogitator's screen blinks, responds to a string of unknown characters. It appears to be machine spirit to open Logis Abel's personal archive as well. It has accepted my request. Go to Logis' private archive. Result of Logis Abel's data trunks. I cannot see the secret design, but I can sense it. Shackled in stasis, the mind of the initiated are slumbering in the neural harness of their vows. I am registering an impure impulse of charge. I surmise the potential influence on stasis secret design. There came a time when the spiritual spiral was turning into a circle, but the cycle has been discontinued. The revelation granted by the Omnissiah to Logis Abel, course of his data mine, has been recorded verbatim. Logis Abel is seeking an audience with the venerable Daha Impulse 6, who may assist in interpreting the revelation. The request has been sent to the Governor's Palace for a shuttle flight to the Electrodynamic Consortium. A message has been sent to the Verbundus system. The cycle has been discontinued. I recognize these words. Voice from the box is soft and pensive, barely audible over the circuit. Believe I know the intended recipient of this message in the turbo system was me. Omnisire, grant me the wisdom and fathom this mystery. Go to Sanctum Communication 782-5-M. Upon Logis Abel's orders, the archive of every Augur station in the Ryklus Minoris and the 2 primary satellites of Ryklun Star have been buried. Said satellites are named Magus, Maruf, and Severin the Keen, after 2 great champions of faith. Those external cogitators were placed inside the satellite cores after their shell perished. The purpose of the sacred computations requested by the logic is to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Computations result positive, multiple instances of interference and malfunctions detected, suggesting that the ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the sacred Augur's eye. The first of these ships is thought to have arrived Ryklun Minus cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. Logis Abel's conclusion: the insurgency on the planet has been long in the making, with participation of external actors. It is alleged that 2 cycles ago, Aurora arrived in the Ryklun system, the rumored unholy prophet of the insurgents. Subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapon deliveries, but what in the nature of their activities near Ryklun's Fiera Governor Mandona's attendant must be drawn to. Final entry cuts off abruptly. Go to recent observations. Satellite Magus Maruf reports that a ship has translated into the system. Its signature is consistent with that of records of rogue trader dynasty House von Valancius. The satellite Zarif Keen reports that the ship drifting near the hurriedly sped away. The ship had sent an encrypted Vox transmission to the insurgents controlling the area on the surface of Ryklun Minoris. Another transmission was directed to the planetoid Ryklus Filaria. Both transmissions were signaled Brother Twilight, signed Brother Twilight. Their contents could not be decrypted. Go to investigation. The entire contents planet-side coordination marked as heavy Augur station jamming. Possible hidden insurgents. Okay. Check Governor. Greetings, your ladyship, the governor says in a dismayed voice, glancing for experience. A minute. Lower your voice. Governor, did you steal the tithe shipment? Did you? No, not you too. I swear on the golden throne, the blood of them all martyrs, I never even considered committing such an act. Please, your ladyship, do not insult me with such suspicions. Oh dear, poor him.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Turn to lordship. Right, I want to save. I want to check my ship. Posts. No one's got posts. Right. Supreme Commander is going to be her. She has the best. Master Cannoneer. There's Warp. Okay, it's me. And then she gets with Rip. Back over to for identified void ships. Augurs notice a large object among the lifeless rocks covering the planet. Void ship, whose signature and origin are impossible to identify from orbit. It's resting at the edge of a deep ravine. The hull of the unidentified vessel barely damaged. Rocks around it scattered by the force of a gigantic machine crash landing. The Augurs haven't detected any virtual signs aboard. Send the squad to the ship to the landing party reports via Vox. As soon as they touch down, the colossal void ship before them is covered in spikes. It resembles a morbid beast sculptured from darkness itself, mercilessly hanging over the ravine. Experienced veteran acutely determines the origin of an unholy vessel. It belongs to the Xenos race called the Drakari. Ready to collapse at any moment, the void ship emits a long, woeful creak, as if promising to drag anyone into the abyss below, anyone who dares to disrupt its slumber. Rogue Trader orders more people to be sent to the Xenos void ship to collect any valuable findings. The monstrous contraption designed to mince, rip apart, and incinerate their victims took the soldiers by surprise, but were neutralized before the squad suffered significant losses. Soldiers found several curious pieces of xenotech and sinister void on the sinister void ship, but no data could shed some light on why they came to Roidkins. Right. The bunker. This is the next place to go to. There's nothing else to do. Done that. Done that. Destroyed that. Talk to them. Finished that. I think depending on which order, you can end up in a fight on. She can say where she is.
Let us not dawdle.
Cover your landing area, your ladyship. Glory to the Valancius dynasty.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Just as I planned.
My house would be proud of me.
I always keep my options open.
Right. Daunting, seize the initiative. Break the ranks works as if there was one more enemy adjacent to the target. This allows its ability to be used on targets with no enemies adjacent to them. Break the ranks, break the ranks. Till the start of the officer's next turn, all melee attacks by one by the target deal an additional damage equal to divided by the number of enemies adjacent to them. Currently it's kind of what we'll do is I'll pick up the wood. Evasion. Blood. Next to sworn enemy, you get temporary wound. Shield. Let's go. Epitaph of Slaughter. Coercion. Use demolition instead of rapid fire no longer reduces damage. So that's gonna have to be a must. Probably. $13? 15 is $13. A demolition. Oh, agility's going to boost me damage. So. Indecisive. Medicaid. Taken. Rouse. Right. Whenever the operative triggers an exploit on an enemy, it gains 1 damage and 2 armor pen until. First weakness. Toughness and willpower. Perception. Enough. It starts all turns, including. You just dodge. Goodness. See how far we can get into this.
Is there money to be made?
Guide my strikes true against the heretics who have encroached upon these halls. Let not one villain escape the God Emperor's retribution delivered by our hands.
Your hues are so vivid, Sister Argenta. The hatred that fuels your words and impulses burns like a supernova.
I see what others do not.
Tech Priest's body rests on a metal table, surrounded by sparkling spirals of copper coil. Patina sacred documents cover his withered flesh. His dogmatics have been polished with great care, indicating Electro's cover. Ill-transcend Electro's cover the dead man's crossed bare torso. Strands of wire envelop head. Pascal respectfully bows his head before the dead man, carefully touches shivering body, tip of his mechanism. Honored they thank you for showing us the truth of fabricated gender. Alvarez, Maxim, death does not end with the surface of spirit. Under the body. The body seems motionless, but you notice a slight tremor in the dignity. Ancient servant of the Omnissiah must be data dreaming. His mind developed in digital library can exist for hundreds or thousands of years while his frail body is decaying. The sacred state of trance is a great rule only earned by the wisest and pious servants of machine God. Such purity of colour, I have never seen anything like it. Deep, tranquil, surrounded by a cool white cloud, such unity of thought and spirit. Dead are incapable of exuding such hue. Next to the table, next to the body is resting a small amulet crafted from burned cogitator circuit boards. There is no dust on it. Small off. They were clearly left with stain. Can you hear me? A light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper. The smell of ozone fills the air. The box on the ceiling comes alive and lets forth solemn Arhimic mantra that turns into a crackling, omnipotent voice. Dark hour, ready to bring you good tidings. Each brethren, I respond with the words of second Dogmatic. Second Dogmatic hymn is a revered and meticulous prayer. Naturally, you know of it. Let us praise the twin charges, the body electric, the Omnissiah who lights the spark of reason in us. Let us carry his charge, those who have turned their mind towards him. Let it be so. The monastery is under attack by heretics. Can you help me? In my data dream, I saw their unholy requests and rejected them ardently. For it is said, fourth article of the security, no unbeliever hand shall intrude upon the operation cycle. They have vicious designs in the relic. Should I give you, who does not belong to our faith, fellowship, our blessing, stand the bastard. Different though his name may be, but we use the crown of prayer. All of our thoughts and intents still stem from one pillar of all that is holy and sacred. I was once one of the adepts Ministorum. I served the God Emperor, whom you call the Omnissiah. Thus we are the same. So be it. In the name of the shaming and unbelievers, I grant you the blessing of the special access and protection from the rage of false murder. Bright crackling sounds come from inside the crypt walls as awakened cogitators press the ancient tech priest's command. But proceed with the ancient.
Searching is my observance.
That one don't want to.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Ambush.
I'll make an example out of you!
I bring mercy and retribution. I will not die in dishonor, as the tenets demand. As honor ordains. I shall not fail.
Ha.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I have read tomes of military tactics. I'm not accustomed to... I am a navigator.
Who if not me? I'll see to it personally.
Try to die with grace, at least. I'll paint your death in colors.
Killing brings me no pleasure. Trust me. As honor ordains. As the tenets demand. Trust me. The shadows will let your soul be purged. Trust me. I shall not fail.
Running binary override. Activate calculated fury algorithm. Request approved.
At your beck and call.
Charge.
Victory is imminent. Reduced to dust. Indeed, one fewer target.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
The Cogitator's green light screen. The Cogitator's green screen lights up. You approach it. Aids the flashing program. Only the words of the first Gravonic hymn reveal to you gifts hidden behind. Now chant with me. Let us sing the canto 2. The device keyboard lights up, clearly expecting you to enter the rest. Okay, please remind me, Pascal. Pascal Vox lets out a naughty groan in his throat, but then stops and looks. After a brief pause, he averts his gaze and says in a raspy voice, "It is not known to me. Only high-ranking servants of at the shrines of energetic party form the first Gavana." Abbott snorts and struggles to suppress a smile. "Emperor help us. Esteemed Magus has been caught out, not knowing a prayer. And now he's floundering like a cadet in a... Never thought I'd see the day." Omnisire. Verse 2 calls for the pilgrim. Fill the souls of God. Finish the preamble. What a reason? Only one who has learned the path of the conundrum worthy of his gift. Walk the path of enlightenment, absorb the old age wisdom, sing the game. Screen goes dark. I could be here for hours trying it, so let's look it up. Data alt. Omnisire Arcane Key. Omnisire. Arcane Key. Solemn Mechanic Trill comes to verify so. A program who has burned our ways to the gift.
I always have a backup plan.
But I can't go through here. Get to this. Now, in this room, I know certain Inquisitor. But I think I'm going to leave that for next time.
Let us not dawdle.
5. Hope you enjoyed watching. Goodbye.